Hello, everybody. I hope you are having a slayful day. My name is Flick, and you're listening to Hard Hats and Heels, recorded at Flexi Desks, Sunshine Coast. Hello, how is everybody this Friday? We are back recording on a Friday. I am feeling a little bit out of sync, this today again. So I was supposed to have Friday off. I usually have every Friday off when I do night shift, but I'd also booked it off this week. And I also then just got told yesterday that I had my first aid training today. So I did my first aid training today. It is 2:47 in the afternoon on a Friday. We are 3 p.m. is usually the time I tend to crash on a Friday. So hopefully we can get this done, recorded, so you guys still have an episode on Monday. So my Friday knockoff for the week is the fact that I won the Bunnings Women Apprentice of the Year award. So it's like a massive prize pack. It's such a cool opportunity. I nominated myself a couple of weeks ago and I didn't really think anything of it. And then I had an interview for it on Tuesday. And then they called me yesterday and told me I had won one of the spots, which is so wild to me because I'm just this regular girl doing what she loves every day for a job, and I won an award for it, which is so wild. So I'm so excited. If you aren't following on the socials and you want to see a little bit more of it, please go follow my socials because there will definitely be more of it. There's going to be like a little ceremony and a couple of articles that are going to come out about me. So that's so cool. But anyways, so we're just going to jump into this week's episode. Oh, excuse me. We're just going to jump into this week's episode, which is 8 things I'd tell my younger self. I really liked last week's episode, and you guys seem to really like it too. So we're going to structure it kind of the same. But this is an episode I was actually planning. I was supposed to have an episode with a girl in construction chatting via Zoom call this week, but the first aid course kind of ruined that for me. So this is the episode that you guys are going to get. I really, really hope you love it. So, my first thing is stop trying to be the cool girl. Stop trying to be the cool girl everyone likes. There is so much more to life than being cool. There is be the smart girl, be the outspoken girl, be the girl that's kind, be the girl that's funny. There are so many more things than being the cool girl. You know, the girl in school that had that persona like, "Ugh, I don't care about anything or anyone." That's just not the vibe. I can't remember what our generation calls it, but I remember in school I'd have girls that would be like, "Oh my God, I don't care. I'm too cool." I could not relate to that. I love being passionate about the things that I'm passionate about. Do everything that you do in your life with your whole heart, and don't just try and act as if you don't care about anything, because why would you want to like go around life not caring about anything? I know for me, I want to be so passionate and do everything with my whole heart, my whole life, and that's just the way I feel. So next is pour selectively. We kind of chatted about this a little bit last week, but for me, this one really comes into play. It's really hit home for me this like past week. But pour selectively. Don't water everything. And what I'm meaning by this is I'm talking about cups, plants, whatever you want to put it into the way you want to think about it. But I think about it as a cup form. So for me personally, I like my cup to be overfilling with love and happiness and good vibes and slayful days. But for the way I think about it is you don't need to, you've got this jug of water, right? So you have a certain amount in that cup in that jug that fills your cup. Cool, perfect. Your cup's filled. Now you've got this jug, but you need to, you can fill into other people's cups and you don't need to go into everybody's cups. That was kind of like a bad analogy, and if you weren't watching on video, you're really not gonna understand what I was saying. So hope I'm gonna put a reel up about this little snippet. But when you pour, make sure you're pouring into the cups that pour into your cups, or the cups that you want to fuel things into, or the cups you're passionate about. Choose which cups you fill. Pour selective and don't water everything is such a nice like way to look about it. And the fact is that even when your cup's overflowing, there's going to be times when your cup's not overflowing in life, and you want to be on a journey with people who want to pour back into your cup, so that when you're having days where you can't make your cup overfill, there's going to be people around you who can help overfill your cup of happiness and love and slayfulness and rainbows. My third one is there is so many more important things in life than how your body looks. This is such a hard topic, especially for women. I understand this, but this is such a hard thing to understand and grasp. And working in this industry could have really made or break my body image. Obviously, men have this mental way of thinking about they talk about bodies quite subjectively sometimes. And for me, I'm around men every day where they talk about, oh, look at her, look at her, look at her. And that could have really, really taken a toll on my mental health. But the way I've learnt to think about things is there is so much more important things in the way your body looks. Let's talk about a couple of dot points for this. First off, you're thinking about your body in perspective to the way men think about your body, please let that go. I have seen the most beautiful, beautiful women in the whole world, and I've seen that they have partners that cheat on them. You could be like freaking the hottest celebrity in the world and you could still be cheated on. Men are always going to look at other women, and if you're looking at yourself and hating yourself because your shitty ass pathetic excuse of a boyfriend is looking at some chick walking down the road, please do not. Because your body is such a like a cool thing. What do you mean you don't want to fuel your body properly? Your body is going to take you through so many journeys of life, and there's so many more important things than how it looks. Like, is it strong enough and fit enough and capable enough to take you on these beautiful journeys of life? Is it is your body strong? Is your body fit for life? Is your body going to be able to take care of you when you're in your 50s and mobility wise? Like, all these little things about your body is so much more important. Is your body healthy? There's so many more important things about your body than the way you look. And it's just such a wild thing to think about. I know so many times in my life, I haven't always been this confident, but it's been such a long journey of looking and taking care of myself. I remember when I was like 15, 16, I wouldn't post a video of myself because of the way my body looked. I wouldn't post something from the gym or post like one of my most beautiful memories because I thought I looked fat or I looked like I had a double chin. And how wild is it that society feeds into women, especially that we have to look a certain way? Like, there are so many more important things than your body. And I cannot stress that to you enough. 4. This is such one of my favorite quotes ever. And do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life again. I truly, truly, truly believe this with like my whole freaking heart. Like, do what you love, and you're never going to work a day in your life again. I remember hearing this when I worked at a job at IGA, and I was like, what do you mean? There is no way this could be true. But like, I'm now a 20-year-old woman sitting in a chair, like 4 years later, and I can confidently tell you I do what I love and I never feel like I'm working. I do all these cool things and I learn so many things, and I get to see machines do all these things. Like, I love my job. And when you love your job, you really can tell because you produce better work when you love your job. Your passion is better when you love your job. You're not having Sunday scaries when you love your job. I remember I used to be like so dreading going to work on like say a Sunday, when I knew that I had like or even school, like on a Sunday when I had school the next day, and I'd hate it. Now on a Sunday I go to bed, I'm like, oh, I have work tomorrow. And I kind of miss it on a long weekend. Like, we have a long weekend coming up, and I've just kind of had like this weird break that I've had from work, sorta. And I miss when I am not at work full time. Like, you're not learning, you're not becoming wiser, you're not opening doors for your opportunity. And yeah, breaks are nice, but I adore what I do for my job. And that's just my point from this, that if you do what you love, you will never work a day in your life again. So choose a job that fills your life with joy. Choose a job that fills your cup. That is all I've got to say to you about that one. Now, my next one is just start. Now, what do you mean by this, Flick? Just start what? Anything. Literally anything in your life that you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do this. please, please, please just start. You can do this. I know you can. And everybody else around you knows. And just starting is better than not starting at all. Yes, it's going to be scary. Start scared. Start freaking out. Start lonely. Like, just start, because there is the time, I can promise you, right? The time is going to pass you regardless of what you do, regardless on if you start or if you don't start. It's going to pass you. And wouldn't you have rather just started, and you could have achieved all your dream goals in your life and everything that you've ever wanted to achieve, or B, it doesn't work out and you get realigned into a job or a position or something or a situation that's better aligned with your lifestyle. At least you started. At least you're not going to spend the next 5 years wondering, oh, could I have done that or not? Like, when I tell you, when I started this podcast, I was petrified of uploading it. I was like, what are people going to think? What are people going to say? But I started. Now I'm not going to sit wondering for the next 5 years on if I could have started a podcast or not. I remember I sat on the idea of starting for a podcast for like a good couple of years. I've talked about it with that many people that I want to start a podcast. And everyone was like, yeah, no, you'd be so, so good. But it was my own insecurities and my own scaredness that stopped me from starting a podcast. But I started, and look at me now. This is episode 11. Last week we hit double digits. How cool is that? And now I can confidently say that I've had my own podcast, even if it doesn't, go boom. I still did it. I still put the time and effort into having a podcast. And it's the same with my job. Like, if I hadn't have just started, I would have wondered my whole life, oh, could I actually have made it in the construction world? And look at me, I'm nearly 21. I've been doing this since I was 17, and I've got such a cool life. I do a job I love, and I win awards because I do a job I love. How wild is that to think about, that I just started? I just gave myself the opportunity to start the pathway. I opened that one door, and all these pathways have opened for me. So just start, because if opportunities like this have presented themselves to me, they can present themselves to you, because you may be listening to me, idolizing me. I had a girl come up to me in the shop last week telling me that she knew me through school, and she really, like, when she needs motivation or anything, she goes to my Instagram, which is wild to me, because I'm just Flick. I'm just this girl, regular girl from the Sunshine Coast that's just trying to, make a difference. And I said in my interview this week that if I make one girl's life different and inspire her to get into construction or a male dominated field, then I feel like I've done my job. And how wild is that? That I was so scared, and now I have all these opportunities and people that look up to me because they they see what I've done, and they see how cool it is, and that they look up to me for that. When I was just a scared 17-year-old that just was brave enough to overcome my own fears and have a crack and give it a go, and now I get to live this really cool life. So just start. It's what I tell everyone whenever anyone asks me. Just start, please. So, my next one is have grace with others in every part of life. Now, we kind of chatted about this one last week, that you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar, but have a grace is such a like something that it was my New Year's resolution a couple of years ago, that I really wanted to have more grace for people. And this revolves in so many parts of life. So the first thing that pops into my brain is, so when you're driving, right, and someone's going too slow in front of you, I am the worst. I have the worst road rage ever, and I literally can lose my temper like 0 to 100. I promise you. However, trying to reprogram your brain to have grace for people. So, like, when I'm driving the car now and I'm getting angry with someone going really slow, it's about thinking about, why could they be going slow? For me, I think, oh, they've got a cake in the front that they don't want to squish. Or when somebody is, I'm trying to think of examples for you here. But having grace when someone's really, really, really snappy with you and getting angry with you on a job site or a supervisor, chances are that's not about you. Like, they tell you in school that when a bully is mean to you and picks on you in school, that's not about you. It comes from their own insecurities. And why do we forget this going into adulthood? Because when someone picks on you and quote unquote bullies you, that's not about you. It's them bringing out that their own insecurities, and they're projecting that onto you. And it's so hard to understand that, oh, well, no, I'm not actually this person and I'm not actually what they're saying I am. And it's really hard to get your brain wrapped around it and understand it. But all these things that they're getting angry about, they're not about you. It's because they've got their own things going on in their life and their own world isn't a nice place for them to live in. So they don't know what to do. They haven't been given the opportunity to have grace for people. So have grace. Understand that, you might not might not know what's going on in someone's life. You might not know what's going on behind those closed doors or in their circumstances of living or in their head. So have grace to people and the fact that you don't know what everyone's going through. And it's so hard, but trying to put it into practice every single day in the smallest ways is such a like a really empowering thing you can do. That lady that's cracking at her kids at the shopping center and you try and judge her, have grace for that lady. Like, if somebody, and it even goes into just doing one small thing every day to try and help someone. I am that person that if someone drops something in front of me, I will always lean down to pick it up. Now, you might be like, Flick, yeah, okay. But that means you're having grace for people. You're understanding, oh, like when I see someone drop stuff, I always pick it up and I'm like, oh, there, have a nice day. Or when you're nice to the lady at the supermarket, you want to be in a position where you are filled with so much love and grace that you spread this to everybody else and that you give everybody else those opportunities and those situations where you can have grace for them and can give them a little bit of kindness because maybe their life doesn't have a little bit of kindness in them. You also never know what that person is going through and how that one small action, like saying, thanks, have a great weekend, or have a good Easter, or have a great day to someone, might really change their day to someone. Like when you're being rude to like somebody that works at the supermarket, do you not realize that that's it? They have a family, they have someone at home, they're someone's daughter, they're someone's son. Have grace for people because you really never know what anyone is going through. So, my next one kind of rolls off the back of that one, but it's something that I really wanted to put in here. But drive safe, somebody loves you. Now, this is kind of going to be around driving, and it's also something I'm still learning. But I know so many people who, this is two kind of parts to this. So, one, drive safe, someone loves you. Drive safe, someone loves them. So, as me, I work on the roads, obviously, pretty much every day of my life. And so, from the worker's point of view of this is, right, I drive through roadworks every day too, just like you, and I get frustrated. However, you don't realize that that's person that's working, 20 meters from the road, 20 meters, 2 meters from the road, even that's someone's daughter, that's someone's son, that's someone's loved one, that's someone's everything. And, if you're speeding straight through there, and I'm sure you don't have an intention to hurt anyone when you speed through job sites or you speed through work zones or anything like that. Like, I'm sure you don't have the intention of hurting someone, but that's someone's family. And what if something happened and you ended up hurting or killing someone's family members? How would that make you feel? And think about how that would make them feel. Because I think I didn't really think about this before I worked in roadworks, but I'm someone's daughter. I'm someone's everything. Like, I'm someone's sister. I'm someone's auntie. Like, I'm someone's niece. I'm all these things to somebody. And every single person in the world is these things to somebody. And then that also turns into how you drive as a person. So for me, I'm a road worker and I still forget these things sometimes, but driving to like speed limits and not drink driving and not using drugs while driving and all these sorts of things. And I know I'm guilty for it. I still speed occasionally. I still go on my phone occasionally. Like, everyone is guilty for these things, but you aren't, I try and think about it in a way of, oh, this is such a big, important thing. And you really just got to think about it, the fact that somebody everywhere is somebody's something. So, one, drive safe, someone loves you, but also drive safe, someone loves them. So for my next one, it is going to be, it all works out in the end. I really wanted to end on this because I remember being 15, 16, and thinking my whole life was going to crumble. Like my whole life was crumbling over something that wasn't. Now I look back on it, and yeah, it wasn't a big deal to me. It's not a big deal to me now, but to me at the time, it was such a big deal, and it felt like my whole world was ending. But when I promise you, everything happens the way it's meant to, and it is all going to work out in the end. You are going to get to a place where you're going to be filled with so much happiness. You won't even remember what it was like to feel that way. You're going to get to a point where you're just so wrapped up in love in your little bubble that you're not even going to remember what it was like to feel like having your heart broken. So, whatever situation you're going through right now, whatever circumstance you're going through right now, I just want you to remember that it is all going to work out in the end, and you're going to get to where you're supposed to be right on time, not too early, not too late. It is all going to work out exactly the way it's supposed to work out. And you can just take comfort in knowing that. And that if you're going through a hard season right now, that I'm here. If you want to talk, if you want to have someone to talk to, I'm here. But it's all going to be okay. Even if it doesn't feel okay right now, just hold on tight, because life is truly a roller coaster, but the roller coaster always ends, and it is always going to be okay. But that is it for this week's episode. It was so short and sweet again, but I'm really loving these chats and just like sharing with you some things that have really made such a difference in my life. But as always, I hope you enjoyed. Please remember to follow, like, leave a review, leave a comment, follow Hard Hats and Heels on Instagram. I love to hear how you guys are finding the podcast and your thoughts and your feelings on them. But I will be chatting to you guys next week, and I hope you have a slayful rest of your week. Bye.